guess what? We are in the last chapter in A Wolf Called Wander. And the last chapter is called Pack. The last time we read, he ended up saying, this mark says mine. Mine for living, mine for hunting, mine until you kill me to take it away. Because he fell in love with this new mountainous land that he was in. So here we go with reading 29. I'm ready now. I howl to the new wolf. I put all my strength and all my hopes into the howl. The echo of it rings from the mountaintops, and into the silence that follows comes a lower, sweeter howl. I drink in the sound, and in my joy I almost answer back in a tail-wagging yip of a pup. I stop myself mid-wag and give a dignified howl. A howl that would do my pack proud. The new wolf howls right back. I lift my head and taste the wind. Yes, she is on the ridge across from me. A good night's run. I would not care if it were 10 nights' run. I will not stop until I find her. I take the ground between us like a bird takes to the sky. I remember when Father came home from the hunt and we all crowded up to him, bowing our heads and lowering our tails. He went among us, tapping each of us in the head, showing that we belonged to the pack, promising to always feed us. I want to be a wolf like my father, or this new wolf. I've not ever met her, and I already want to take care of her, hunt for her, protect her. I work my way down the ridge and into the valley between us. There are elk to hunt, there is home ground to mark, a den to dig, and a night sky waiting to be filled with howling. I work my way up the opposite side. She calls out to me again and again from the same place. She is guiding me to her. Hope rises in me, and I sprint the last upward stretch. The fox-colored trees with the bird-wing needles are thick on the ground here, and ferns and huckleberries. One last call. So close, and there she is, a raven black wolf, pacing in a meadow before me. A black wolf with amber eyes. I breathe in her scent, remembering it is the stranger wolf from the far side of the Black River. I would know her anyway. I hold still, practically holding my breath just to look at her. I woof to her. She is so beautiful I can't look away. I woof softly to her again. I have traveled a long way to find you. I stand my tallest. I hold my ears and tail and walk toward her. She holds my gaze and growls woofs in return. She holds her ears and tail up tall. She is big. The closer I come, the more I see that she is just as tall as me and just as broad in the shoulder. The young wolf that ran away from the home ground would have been afraid, but I left that wolf far behind. I am more than swift now. Speed is not the only thing I can offer. I have covered more ground than my mother or father ever did. I have seen new animals, new trees, birds birds they never met, and lands they never traveled. Call me, oh cool. Call me Wander, I say. Night, she answers. I am Night. She is glossy back from nose to tail. Her beauty takes my breath away. But she does not duck her head or lower her tail, not even from the briefest flick. This is how I thought this would go. I step. My father was the settled leader of our pack. He never showed me how to meet a grown wolf for the first time. I take a step, stop again. She keeps looking at me with those unblinking amber eyes, and I cannot break from her gaze. I take another step. She does not lower her tail to me. I tried all the tricks that worked on my sisters. I bark a command. I pound the ground with my front paws. Warm bowed to me always and wagged sometimes. And in the end, when we were full grown, could even get Pounce to lower her tail. But this wolf, this night, would not budge. I do not know what to do next. Night takes a step toward me, and another. Her tail is as tall as ever. It waves from side to side. I cannot stop looking at it. Though a smart wolf would be watching her teeth, it could be a trick. I should be careful, but the smell of her is so good, so good. I give my deepest growl and drum the ground again. She lowers her head and chest, but there's no crouch of a following wolf. She is getting ready to sprint. I crouch as well, and when we spring together, it is like the elk that crash head to head in battle. I run the length of the meadow with Night behind me, so close I can feel her breath. I spin, snarl at the edge of the meadow and chase her back. She's fast and strong, and we sprint round and round the meadow, first her leading and then me. She is wild and fierce, a born hunter. If she will have me, I'll never be hungry again. Overhead, I hear the call of a raven. I stop to listen, and so does Night. A raven comes and lands on the bowed head of a hemlock tree, raining down needles on us both. I know it is not my raven, but it comforts me to find her kin here after all my travels. I promise myself that I will listen to ravens as my father did, and his father before him. I see that Night is listening too. I cannot take my eyes off her. I take a step toward her in silence, ears up and tail level, and she steps towards me. I take a step, and she takes another, and our noses touch. Wow, this is getting exciting. We have one more reading after this one, so go get your Google Doc and write a terrific summary, along with your questions, predictions, feelings, and thoughts. It's going to be hard to find a book as good as this one, to top this one.